Hello, and welcome to the Clapped Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Kunst, aka Daniel, and we got again an amazing episode. It's a late one, but that's all right. I got occupied making another video, which is out now after what I realized was 4 months since my last video, and I think it was great. I got pretty tired, surprisingly, from making the video, and so just didn't feel like making an episode, like as soon as I planned to do it. I tried to want to release it at least around Sunday, Monday, on my episodes, but it ended up being a bit later. But that's fine. So I got a new video on my main channel instead, and I think the video went great. I'm really happy with it. I did all the editing and all the everything by myself, so I think for like a first time live video thingy, I'm pretty happy. I'm happy with it, and yeah, and now I got time to make an episode of the podcast. I think this is the third episode, so we are doing it. Yeah. um. Yeah. I last time I did not have notes down, so it kind of just went like crazy. I don't know. I just talked without really having any plans to what to talk about, kind of making it a bit difficult to even like talk. But now I wrote down some notes for what I can talk about, and I think I will start with. It was just a funny story, a small story. I went on the Sunday after I had recorded the video. I went out to work doing my food delivery as a courier. Which is a job I really enjoy. I really like it. It's an amazing job. But on my I went on my bike and I managed to go like 100 to 300 meters from my apartment, and then all of a sudden my steering wheel went like to the side, like yeah, super bad. So the bike just stopped and I flew off to the side off the bike. Luckily, I didn't have like get crushed by the bike on the side. It's not a big bike; it's just a normal bike. But yeah, I flew off. I landed on my left side of my body. It hurt. It did really like it was like a shock at first, and I'm really dedicated. So I was like, oh, I ain't going to work today. I'm still going to work, even though I just had like a pretty bad hit on both my elbow and my knee. So I just my first thought was, okay, I need to get away from this place, okay? Because there's apartment complexes around the whole thing, just windows all around. It's like falling off the bike like in the middle of the Colosseum, because I just felt like everybody was standing in the windows looking at me. So I was okay. I went as fast as possible up and just took the bike and just walked, like tried to walk as normally as possible, but I kind of like had a limp because I just like really hurt my leg. But I just walked slowly, and I could feel my leg was like shaking, it was super unusual. It was like I was in shock. My leg was in shock from the impact, and it was pretty different. I haven't felt that kind of feeling in a while. But I just pushed through the pain and walked a bit, and then after a while, I just had to like calm down the shaking in my leg. So after it calmed down just a little bit, I jumped on the bike and continued to work, because I am going to do what I want to do. If I have a plan to do it, I'm doing it. No matter what. If my leg fucks up, I'm still going to do what I plan to do. It's not an excuse for me. I wanted to have the just general workout of the job that I do and just earn money. So a little concussion in my leg, no problem. I will work. Yeah, it was different, and it's pretty much healed up now after a week or so. There's still some red marks and stuff, but most of the wounds have healed just normally, casually. I haven't really done too much to those after the falling, and yeah, it was an interesting experience. I don't often get hurt or fall off my bike and stuff, so doing that was kind of like, It was interesting. It was different from my day-to-day experiences. And the fun thing was that my Apple Watch actually noted down me falling off the bike. So that was like fun. I listened to music while it happened as well, and all of a sudden my music stopped while I was walking, and the Apple Watch was like, "Yo, yo, 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 yo! Did you just fall? Bro? Did you just fall?" And then I just had to press, "Yo, yo, yeah, I did fall, but I'm okay, okay." So that was cool to see the Apple Watch in work. I've never had that fall detection happen to me because I don't usually fall. So that was cool. That worked. Anyways, that's my other bike stories. There seems to be just a common thing with me now, talking about my bikes sometime. It's not weird though, because I cycle all the time. I cycle every day, and I love it. It's a great workout. It's a great way to earn some money on the side of studies and whatever this might end up being. Hopefully something more than just casual making sometimes. But yeah, I did write down new video in the making because I wrote down these notes before I had started like really editing the video. But yeah, it's out now, as I just said. Extremely tiring to edit. It was super fun. I enjoyed the heck out of it. It was great. But I got really tired from it. After I was done, I was like, oh, finally. I was so exhausted for some reason. I think mostly because at the end of the editing, I had to like fix some stuff with the light and the LUT and stuff. And I use a Mac when I edit. So the display on my Mac didn't show how it really should look when I edited the different color stuff and the LUTs. So it looked weird, so I spent like 2 to 3 hours just trying to fix that stuff. And sometimes that kind of stuff can be super annoying. It really like pushes you back a little bit. But I made it, I finished it, and it ended up looking pretty well, I think. So if you haven't checked it out, please do. Yeah, and I really enjoyed it. Other than that, I thought, okay, should I? Okay, I just want to get this out of the way, okay? The Mario movie. The trailer released for a few days ago, and I think the movie actually looked pretty good. It looked decent. I didn't have high expectations for how the trailer would be and how the movie would just look in general, but I'm positively surprised. I'm optimistic about the movie now, and I think the animation looks great, even though Mario still looks a bit odd. There's something off about him. I don't know why. I don't know what. Not why, but but he still looks off. but it's something you get used to. And Mario have kind of changed appearance over the years as well, and it is a different like animation style anyway. So I guess some changes might happen, and I don't hate it. I think the whole world and the animation and the graphics or whatever you say in the movie animation, that kind of stuff industry, I think it looks good. I'm looking forward to seeing it in the movies or on streaming services or whatever. It's Illumination, I think. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be just in movie theaters for quite a long time, from my experiences with the Minions and Despicable Me series and stuff. They are always on in the cinemas first. So I actually look forward to seeing it. I think it will be great. But there's one like little complaint, and I like Chris Pratt. I think it's a cool guy. He seems like good guy and a decent person. I think I've listened to podcasts with him as a guest and stuff, and he sounds like a decent guy who means well and just kind of ended up in the movie business. Just, yeah. And but the voice, I was a bit disappointed because it's not Mario. It's just Chris Pratt talking with a bit more like energetic voice. It's like I don't know. It's more like, oh, Mushroom Kingdom, here we come. And that line as well, like there should be a "Let's go." At that point, I think that's what Mario say. Let's go, not "Here we come." Here we come. Like, what the fuck? Why would he say it like that? I wish they could just have the old or the OG voice actor. I think that would be way better for the movie. It might be like more hard to sit through a whole 2-hour movie or whatever the length of the movie will be with the Mario voice, but you will get used to his voice 100%. But as of now, I still wish they kind of did the real Mario voice. Maybe they will make like a Blu-ray special edition with their original voice actor or something. But I don't know how that would work with payment and that kind of stuff. I understand why they have cast such high-profile actors in the movie. It really helps the movie like gain popularity just in general, or even for people who don't really care for Mario or the universe in general. So having like this high cast of actors like Charlie Day, Jack Black, is Key, I think. I don't know his full name. And Chris Pratt. It's great for publicity, having a lot of big actors. More people will hear about it and watch it because of the actors. That's kind of how some of the big Hollywood movies kind of work. If you want to have a high rate, or not rating, but if you want a lot of people to watch the movie, you cast high profile people, because some people watch a movie because of the actors, because I like this Chris Pratt guy in Garden of the Galaxy or in Parks and Recreation. It looks like he's in a new movie. Let's watch the new Chris Pratt movie. It's Super Mario, you know. It's often, and I often go down like those rabbit holes where I watch a movie, I enjoy the actor in it, and then I start to watch a lot of different movies with the same actor because I just enjoy watching that person on screen for a certain time period till I'm kind of done with that actor and I watched all their greatest performances in movies or TV shows. So it's a smart move just to like gain more I don't know, movie goers. But like for the people who really enjoy the old voice and how Mario was, eh, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I will definitely watch it. I might do a review on it. If that kind of stuff is something I feel like doing. We'll see. I'm trying to be as active as possible on my YouTube, on my podcast, and my main. I will try. I will not have 4 months till the next main channel video is uploaded again. Hopefully, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, you just be patient. Okay, I am just one person. I'm a one-man team. Okay, so relax. Okay, moving on. Something I found to be pretty interesting that I have been waiting for actually for quite some time was the Ikea obegransad collection, which is a collaboration with the Swedish House Mafia, the group, music band group, people who make like electric dance music and more like club songs. I listened to some of their songs. I think they're great. They're a good group. They make decent music, and they had a collaboration with Ikea, making more like music producer aimed furniture and stuff, which is cool. One of the items that is included in that collection is a record player, which at first, when they announced the whole collaboration, I thought was pretty cool. Oh, IKEA's making a record player. I know their Sonos collaboration is pretty decent with their Symfonisk collection. I got one of the speakers here, the bookshelf one. I think it's great. I don't really use it that much. I prefer actually wearing headphones or AirPods most of the time. But I think IKEA is doing a great job just in the music, like speaker thing. So I thought that might be a cool thing. But I watched some reviews and seen some opinions on the record player, and I understand it's not that good. It's a nice probably introduction for most people, but it's not that good, and I don't know if it's going to be worth it. It's $100. It's not that big of a investment, I guess, but it's still somewhat expensive, and it's just decent. And you still need to buy speakers and all that kind of stuff as well. So yeah, I don't know. I will not buy it. It's not something I'm financially feeling like spending money on something, and then I have to spend money on records and speakers and all of that kind of. It's so much extra, and it's not even that decent of a record player. I will maybe buy a record player in the future, but I don't know about that one. But I know it's cool. It's still cool, and it's probably more of an introduction level record player for most people. So it's a decent product, I'm guessing, but it's not that good. Okay, I think it still looks cool though. That I will say. Other than that, they had this light I bought, which is super cool. I think it's a nice with a light that is kind of like a tube light, and it is working pretty decently as well. They also had a chair which kind of looks sick. It's extremely uncomfortable. I have tried it. It's not nice. I don't think it's worth the money. It looks cool, so you can buy it because it looks cool. I probably would if I just had money like to throw around to fix up my apartment that much. And I also had a desk and some speaker stands, The speaker stands actually looks pretty nice. I don't have a desk that can have the speaker stands because it's some like something. I don't know what it's called. But I can't use those on the desk because of some stuff. I might be able to, yeah, but I probably won't. But yeah, they have that, some pillow, and a shelf for your stuff. Another stuff, they had a cool carpet. I kind of enjoyed, like, the whole collection is just black, and it's really like, it's nice for me. I personally really like just all black. I like a nice dark atmosphere, I guess. Not everything dark. I need some white and some contrast, but I like to have a more dark, heavy like style, and it's much more changeable. You can change stuff more easily, and it's always kind of trendy. I feel like just black doesn't really die. You can always like wear black clothes, and it's still in fashion. So it's easy. It's an easy route, and you don't have to like buy tons of shit and stuff that don't match and stuff. Black just matches with most everything. If you want like if you want a certain color of a jacket, most likely if you just have the black everything else, the jacket will 100% look good with the rest, unless it's like a pastel color jacket, which is just like on a whole another level of colors. But black mostly like goes well with mostly everything, and if you just buy black, shit just works. So it's an easy to go to color, and it looks great on most things. So why not? I think it's great. It's casual. It's professional. It's relaxing. It's versatile. That's the nice word for it. It's versatile. You can my speech is going a bit crazy today. You can use it for everything, really. It looks great with most things. So great color, great choice. So if you don't know what to do, like with colors, buy black or white or gray. Yeah, one of those. The gray scale. Those colors, I guess, works with mostly everything. So, yeah. Okay. I was thinking of doing something more different today, which I thought was maybe a good idea. I wanted to talk about my experiences with Apple Music versus Spotify. And it's a big fight, I think. Not that much. But like choosing a streaming service, and mainly those two, I think, is like the two big ones. You can also include like Tidal and I don't know, other music services, YouTube Music, if you like that. But those two is kind of like the mains, at least in my point of view. And I personally think I just prefer Spotify. I have had Spotify for years, forever, and it's a great streaming service. It got all the stuff. I wish the quality of music was better. It was more hi-fi, but it's still the best mostly because of the playlist and how the whole community works inside the app, and how it shows you new music, how it makes playlists. I know Apple also do it, but it's not as well. And I like how Spotify, when you search for a playlist for some mood or for something really specific, you most likely find it like instantly. It's super easy to find. It's super clean. It's just great, I think. But Apple Music is kind of like lacking. It has great like quality in music. Music sounds great on it. I prefer probably the way Apple Music sounds, but the whole like user experience is awful compared to Spotify, which is annoying because I wish I could have the quality of Apple Music with the interface and the whole community of Spotify. Why can't Spotify just need to up their quality level of music? I think you probably won't notice a real difference actually between the quality of the different services, but if you really compare, you do hear a difference. I think I might have to go into the EQ to change some stuff maybe on Spotify, but I think Apple Music is better on that side of the streaming services. Of those two, okay, and Tidal Hi-Fi is the best one, 100%. I have tried that one as well, and I've tried them with those, okay, and like a box, fucking what the fuck is it called? The Focusrite, okay, so I kind of get the music quality from it, but yeah, it's all right, you know. But Spotify is still better because when I use it, it's just so much more clean. I wish Apple Music kind of just merged with Spotify because you kind of just get best of both worlds. And my opinion might also have something to do with the fact that I have used Spotify for probably 10 years now. No, that's too much. 8 years, maybe. And I subscribed to them as well for 8 years. I had Spotify Premium for a long, long time. And I've used it every day for a long time. Which is a lot of time that I have used Spotify. And it just works the best. So I will stay with Spotify. It was great to try the Apple Music again after a long break from it. I did buy it because of my new AirPods, because of the spatial audio. I just wanted to try and listen a little bit to the spatial audio on the Apple Music because it's more optimized for the AirPods on Apple Music than compared to Spotify. Spotify is more like Apple technology trying to make the audio spatial. But on Apple Music, it's actually like spatial audio. Though it's still just a gimmick. It's not that big of a deal. So I don't really care that much for spatial audio to change my streaming service preference to Apple Music just because of that feature. No. I think it's kind of the same reason that I prefer Apple over Samsung or Android just in general, because I really like how Apple's user interface is, how the iOS works just in general. I prefer it way more than I do Android. I have had an Android before. My first phone was an Android. I had the Samsung Galaxy S4, I think. That was my first phone. I bought it myself even. I saved up and bought the demo version in the shop because it's cheaper. It was the one that was on the display. I got it for cheaper. I got the phone, and I enjoyed the phone for a long time till I changed to Apple. Partly because you can't get in the what is it called, the fucking society. It's a bad choice of words, but in my school and stuff, people had Apple, and if you had Samsung or Android just in general, you kind of got shat on for having Samsung, despite the fact that you could do a lot of stuff with it, like download fucking jailbreaking stuff and all that kind of stuff. which is the main reason I kind of wanted the Samsung, was to like download apps from the outside and be like more like PC like compared to Mac, that I can do like more crazy stuff. But I ended up having Apple instead after a while. I just eased into Apple. I got my first iPhone, I think was iPhone 4? Yeah, iPhone 4. 4S, I think. My first like Apple thing, I think, was the iPod, like the touch screen one. I got a red iPod for Christmas, which I used all the time, almost like a phone. That was like my main device, and I had like a little flip phone, or like the button phone for phone calls and stuff, and then I had the iPod for my Instagram and for my Facebook and my Snapchat back in the day. But I did get the iPhone 4, and I just have preferred the Apple interface ever since. I think it works way better, and it's much more clean. And I just enjoyed the Apple ecosystem way more than I think I would enjoy the Samsung one. I like how the AirPods connect with the iPhone so easily, and the Mac and my iPad, and how all the devices kind of communicate. And I really love the Apple Watch. It's a great watch. I like how it looks, how it feels, and how it works. Everything is kind of just so seamless. So I'm just trapped in this Apple bubble now because of how they have made it. I think it's genius. They have done a great job with it, and I will not change my choice of phones. I think in the near future, because I just enjoy it. And that's the same thing back to the main thing I started with Apple Music and Spotify. Spotify just have a better user interface than Apple this time. Apple is not that good on the music streaming service, but Spotify is great. But it still might just be something that you are used to. You don't really want to change because that's what you know. And having to change means a lot of trouble, and it will break up your just general workflow and how you live and do your stuff. All of a sudden you have to like understand this whole new thing, and it just messes up your whole flow. So Spotify just easy because I just know it true deeply. I've used it for so many years. I know it. I just know it. It's part of my daily everything, you know. So that might also be a reason why I just prefer Spotify just in general. So yeah. I need some water. So yeah, Spotify way better. But if you have an opinion on the Apple Music Spotify thing, please say so and tell me how I can maybe get used to Apple Music, because I guess Apple Music seems great. I have for a long time wanted to try to start using it, but I always just turn back to Spotify. It's still just standing there waiting for me when I try to use Apple Music. So yeah. Next subject. This one is kind of odd. I got the idea of this as a subject after I was at the gym and I ate my daily after workout protein bar, and I thought, because I enjoy the cashew bars with the protein bars with cashews, and I was thinking, you know, I really love cashews, and cashews might be the best nuts. Simply, I think cashews are the more it's just the best one. It tastes amazing. It's great in desserts, in protein bars especially. It's great in food, just normal food. You don't have to. It's versatile, just like what did I talk about? That was I just like black cashews are versatile. You can use it in your dinner. For example, if you want to have some Thai food, it's great in that kind of meals. I love cashews in with my chicken. I love cashews in, again, my protein bars, in with chocolate, with ice cream, with I guess oats. You can probably have cashews in. I haven't tried that too much. And you can just have some cashews just by themselves, or with some raisins or some other nuts. I just think it's the superior nut. That's my opinion. That's my favorite one. Uh, I thought this was going to be like a great subject for the podcast. I have no idea why. I was just nibbling on my protein bar, and I was like, you know what? I really like cashews. This is a great theme for the podcast. I need to talk about cashews as a subject. I guess this kind of shows how it's not that easy to make a podcast. It's not something you can just, oh, I want to make a podcast. I'm going to talk about so many funny fucking great stuff. It's not that easy. You kind of have to make like a plan for each episode of what you're going to talk about. Make some points and talk. So cashews was my great contribution to the self-conversation that I have every week. But it's great. It tastes amazing. If you're allergic to nuts, I'm so sorry. You are missing out on something amazing. That's sad, I guess. I think I might be a bit allergic to cashews as well. I have no idea. Maybe. One time I ate a lot of cashews and I kind of got like swollen and bad in my throat and stuff. But I don't know if it was because just I got sick, or if it was because I really strained my muscles because I was at the gym at like the day before, and I was like flexing like super duper hard, and it's like it kind of started to hurt in my throat, and I was like thinking it might be because of the cashews. So I haven't really like touched cashews as much as I did during that time when I ate like a shit ton of cashews. How many times can I say cashews in a short period of time, having it being a normal conversation? I think it's pretty impressive how many times I've said it. But yeah, it's the best. It's the best one. I really recommend it if you haven't tried it. Yeah. And I want to go back again to my first episode where I talk about the beans. I have now eaten beans for a month and a half, I guess, almost every day as my main like source of protein. I have eaten meat as well, but I can safely say now that I am really sick of it. I've been gotten really tired of eating beans every day. So I've changed up my diet a bit again. And I might change it back. I kind of do that kind of stuff. For some periods I eat a lot of chicken. Some periods I eat a lot of just red meat and stuff. And some periods I eat a lot of beans, I guess. But now I'm in the period where I need to change up my diet a bit because I want to change it up. Because I've gotten just so bored of eating beans with chopped tomatoes from a box. So yeah, my tips is change it up a bit, okay? Don't eat just that. Even though it's cheap and easy, you get tired. So yeah, I'm changing my diet up again. I feel great again. I have now eaten a lot of red meat, and I have had more dairy. I kind of tried to, I don't know, I didn't like actively try to cut the dairy out of my diet. I just didn't eat it for a while, and I have just lost energy after I did it, so I'm back just having more of it. I also changed to a new protein powder by accident. It was without whey, It's just normal protein powder with no whey, which I also think kind of had something to do with my energy levels dropping that hard that it did. So I'm trying to like get some milk protein just to cause just to make it better with my lack of whey now. And the worst thing is I bought a bucket of 4 kilos of that protein powder. So now I'm stuck with 4 kilos of the protein powder, which I kind of don't enjoy that much. And it kind of don't give me that much. It kind of, yeah, it's not as good as the whey protein that I have had before. I'm going to have to eat 4 kilos of that shit for like probably like I don't know 2-3 months now. It's I can't say I love it. I'm kind of just stuck with it. I bought the wrong type. It's too late now, and now I have to just deal with my choice. I tried to cheap out on my purchase, buying something because it was a bit cheaper and in bigger quantity, but it was not worth it in the end. So now I'm stuck with it. So yeah, don't do that. If you know something is great and you try to buy something else because it's cheaper and might be the same, it's not the same. It's worse sometimes. So sometimes you just kind of have to stick with what's true to you. That might be just the moral of today's episode. Stay with what you feel safe with sometimes. You don't have to change everything all the time. Sometimes if you enjoy Spotify more than the other services, why do you need to change? Is there a reason? Not really. Just stay with it, you know? The protein powder might be because it's cheaper. Okay, sure, you save some money. That might be just a good enough reason. But you might have to like think, okay, is it maybe worth it to buy a little bit more expensive one? And it's still the one I love the most. And it's the one I kind of look forward to. This one, I don't look forward to it. I just have it because I just want to have some extra protein in my diet. And yeah, and the same with black. It's something I like. The color, it's not really a color, but it's versatile. It's great for everything. It's the one I've kind of like stayed with for a long time. So I guess you don't have to change all the time. That's the moral of today's story, or today's episode. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Cloud Podcast, the third episode. The fourth episode will be out next week. And have a great day, have a great week, have a great month, have a great hour, have a great everything. I see you in the next one. And check out my newest video on my main channel, link down below, I guess. I'll see you later. Peace.